Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. The Honorable, our speaker, Adinda Ayu Nirmalasari and Aisyah Azahra. The Honorable, Miss Istiqomah Nur Rahmawati MPD, as a lecturer of Public Speaking course. The Honorable, Rifki Arisaputra, as class leader of 2G, and respectable all students of 2G class. First of all, let's we thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has been guidance, happiness, healthy, and mercy. So we can attend this event without any obstacles. Salawat and salam on our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the last messenger of Allah who has guided human life for the distraction into the right way of Islam. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the seminar. I am Afini Kurata Ayun as the master of ceremony today. I'd like to thank everyone for making time to attend this seminar. Before we starting our agenda, please allow me to read out the list schedule of this seminar. The first agenda is opening. The second agenda is introduction. The third agenda is discussion. The fourth agenda is praying. And the last agenda is closing. Okay, to starting our agenda, let us open by reciting Basmalah together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
The next agenda is introduction. The introduction will be delivered by one of the group member, to Ardi Setiawan. Time is yours.
Okay. There is my voice?
Yes.
Yes, sir. But unfortunately, we cannot see your face.
My signal is bad, Miss.
All right. Keep going then.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given health to all of us. Salawat and greetings we pray to our Lord Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you very much for coming to this seminar. We from Group 1 will give a presentation about promiscuity, which includes juvenile delinquency. The material we take is based on observations that exist both in the surrounding environment and from those close to us. It is that this time can provide lessons for all of us. We from Group 1 consist of 5 people. There are me, Ardi Setiawan, Afini Kurota Ayun as Master of Ceremony, Adelia Sipanorosi as a moderator, and Aisyah Azhara with Adinda Ayunir Malasari as presenters. Well, maybe that's the information I can convey. I hope you enjoyed today's discussion. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, thanks to Ardi Setiawan for the great presentation about introduction. Next, we come to the main agenda, that is presentation. The presentation will be delivered by our speaker and will be guided by moderator. To our moderator, Adelia Sivana Rossi, please welcome.
Thank you for MC Afini Ayu Krotayun. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning.
Good morning.
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 My voice clear enough?
Yes.
The Honorable, the Lecturer of Department English Education, Ms. Istiqomah Nur Rahmawati, MPD, the Honorable all participants of this webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. I'm Adila Sivana Rossi, the moderator of today's webinar. I'm very pleased to see you here and welcome all of you to this webinar. In this nice occasion, we will have two incredible speakers who will share their presentation. For the first speaker, we have Aisyah Zahra. For the second speaker, we have Adinda Ayu Nurmalasari. Today's webinar is about promiscuity. Promiscuity should be avoided by people around, especially those who are underage, because this action is very dangerous if this happened. So that it doesn't happen, we must be aware of it and adjust the pattern of social life. Okay, we will start from the first speaker, Aisyah Zahra. Let me read her CV. We have Aisyah Zahra. She was born in Tanjung Karang on 7 August 2001, graduated from SMA IT Al-Izzah, and now she lives in Bandar Lampung. Aisyah Zahra,
Yes.
the screen is yours.
Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning. How are you today?
Morning.
Good. Thank you. What about you?
Okay, I'm fine. Okay. Now I want to tell you about the topic of webinar, that is a promiscuity. Do you know the meaning of promiscuity? Okay. In Indonesia, the promiscuity, the meaning of pergaulan bebas. Okay, let's start screen. Next, what is promiscuity? The definition of promiscuity is behavior that has crossed the limit of applicable norms. The norms can include religion, normality, social, and other. There are many kinds of promiscuity, such as drug abuse, free sex, and LGBT. So, sorry, Miss. Yes. Okay. Okay, next, sorry, there's problem. We can quote that today youth are very different from previous youth, as project based the University Chicago discovered that these young adults are less promiscuous than their parents. They study their generation, baby booms, generation X, and millennials. and millennials. Promiscuity does not only discuss juvenile now, but there are many problems circulation among teenagers today, as example of which is the freak sex, which is rampant among teenagers, like drums, FWB. You know what the meaning of FWB? There's
Friends
anyone?
with benefit.
Yes.
Yes, that's true. That's friends with benefit. FVB itself is become a trend among today teenagers, like them give and take. Like, I give you what do you want, but you give me what I want. Many teenagers fall into it, and then they get stuck in MBA married by accident, which make their future seems to be delayed due to their action. If we abort and visit a high school and ask, is anyone here still a virgin? Maybe from 100%, only 1% of possibility that they still have virgin. They make it normal in another country, but in Indonesia, there is culture where virginity must practically keep it till you get married. Often, in Gen, there is behavior beyond what is considered normal for an average teenager, and sexual promiscuity is an easy outlet for the negative feelings, like someone who is sad or in bad situation, we need someone to accompany him, can make feel fall into the free sex. And so there's the teens who are sexual promiscuous are also sometimes experience family issue that teens sometimes choose to use sexual activity as mean of the action out. So this is another possibility that parents should not injure, but the same token, teens who were as the victim of sexual assault, such as rape of or molestations, have also been known to use sexual promiscuity as a means of numbing themselves from the pain of their traumatic memory. And therefore, if you sexual promiscuity, then rise the possibility that this could have been a motivation factor behind their behavior. Don't not write this off as depression as good, although it is uncome out, it could be a possibility. And sexual promiscuity in teens are dangerous and even violent deadly habit that should be addressed by parents as soon as possible. And the subject may be uncomfortable, but the dangers of allowing the habit to continue in your child are much worse than the feeling of discomfortable you might experience while discussing the topic. With many cases, seeking professional help is a wise decision, as give both teens and parents a safe environment in which to discuss their feeling and seek mutually satisfacient solution. Okay, maybe that's the material. Thank you for your attention. I am back again to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Aiza Zahra, for giving us such informative and manifesting presentation. Next turn is for the second speaker, Adinda Ayu Nirmala Sari. And I would like to read her CV. Second speaker, we have Adinda Ayu Nirmala Sari. She was born in It's of Lampung on 5th July 2003. Graduated from SMA Negeri 2 Kampung. She lived in It's of Lampung. Okay, Adinda Ayu.
Okay, hello guys.
The screen is yours.
I want to tell you about drug abuse. Okay. Drug abuse. Drug abuse is the use of narcotic, psychotropic drug, and addictive substances that are not in accordance with their intended use. This condition can lead to additional that can damage to the brain and cause death. Drug abuse occurs due to internal and external factors. The internal factor is curiosity, which then tires and become a habit, which external factor come from an unhealthy environment or friends with drug addiction. Next. Next. The reason someone uses drug are satisfaction or experimentation, go with trend, and then solidarity of friends and follow trend and want to look stylish, and then show greatness feel grown up. In Indonesia, teenagers are a group that is vulnerable to drug abuse. According to the National Narcotic Agency or BNN, adolescents are vulnerable to long-term drug use. Based on that released by the National Narcotic Agency in 2019, 2 million of Indonesian teenagers are known to use drugs. Next. And then LGBT. LGBT is part of a form of social definition that athletes from lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender, and together with in heterosexual, they describe a person whose sexual orientation or gender identity. LGBT is an abnormal sexual behavior carried out by a group of people who have a tendency toward same-sex attraction and sex, namely between men and men or women and women. In simple terms, it can be said that transgender is a change in the genital caused by a person feeling that his genital don't show his true identity. Next. Next. Okay, I will continue. LGBT can be caused by several things, including our genetic. Genetic research conducted by Franz Kallman at least has shown that there is a strong link between homosexuality and a genetic component. Homosexual men tend to have homosexual siblings from their mother's skin. And then hormone. A study states that homosexual men have lower estrogen level than heterosexual men. Other research also argues that stress during pregnancy can lead to the formation of homosexual genes. And then general discomfort. It can also arise due to discomfort or residual from appears because of a masculine, strong, or other body shapes. So girls who feel uncomfortable with will become tomboys. And then per group interaction. Early sexual attraction in childhood can be a possible trigger for LGBT. And then social definition in sexual behavior also cannot be apart from the influence of social factor or the surrounding community, including those doesn't do them. In addition, that lifestyle in urban areas and the way people talk around them spur a person to disobey in a different direction because of society and social demand. And then next, term comfort in LGBT. The first lesbian sexual orientation in LGBT describe women who have an interest in individuals with the female gender or people who identify themselves with the female gender. And the second, gay. This term is often used to refer to individuals of the male sex who have mutual attraction to each other, even though lesbians are also gay. And the third, bisexual. Bisexual describe attraction to each gender, not only female or male, but also transgender, binary gender, non-binary, and others. And number four, transgender. The term transgender refers to any person who has a gender expression, masculine and feminine traits that differ from gender due to their gender or genetic code at birth. And the last, queer. This term should only be used by heterosexual and cisgender groups to refer to individuals who clearly identify themselves as queer. Okay, I think enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Adinda Yunur Malasari. And thank you for all of the speakers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we come to the question and answer session. We invite all the participants who want to ask to the speakers. Please click the raise hand button on your Zoom screen. Then you can directly ask to the speakers. Or write your name and the question. Or you can unmute your microphone and mention your name before giving the question. Any question?
May I ask?
Yes, Nabila.
Okay. My name is Nabila Putri Nur Aziza. I'm from Group 4. And I want to ask a question related to this theme of webinar today. Is about LGBT, especially for a person who is gay or lesbian. Is the person who is lesbian or gay is can act like normal people? I mean, like, can they disappear their their sex orientation?
Enough?
Okay, now.
Thank you for your question, Nabila. Any question again? More?
Can I ask?
Yes?
Okay. Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yes, I can hear.
Yeah. So I'm Fabiola Mutezariska. I want to ask you something about the LGBT. So if some of your friends or maybe siblings or family members are part of the LGBT, what would you do? I mean, like, what are you gonna do? Can you give me uh, some way to solve the problem? Because it may become a problem, right, in the family, and in the big family, because there for example, your siblings are is gay, and uh, as as a good sibling, as a good family members, what should you do? Can you can you get what I mean? Can you guys get what I mean?
Yes, Nabila.
Okay, so it's clear enough.
Thank you for the question, Fabiola. Okay, give the speakers to discussion the answer for, I think, 2 or 5 minutes. Well, now, Adinda Ayu Nirmalasari, you can answer the question from Nabila.
Okay, I will answer the question of Nabila from Nabila. LGBT can be changed to number, that is by keep in touch and then close all gifts in pornography, for example, from gadget, and parents should be active in this. And then held a study or seminar on the dangers of LGBT in school. And then there is a law that prohibits LGBT from Okay, sorry for the problem. I will answer. LGBT can change to normal. That is by number one, keep in touch, and number two, close all job in pornography, for example, from gadget, and parents should be active in this. And number three, hold a studio or seminar on the dangers of LGBT in school. And number four, there is a law that prohibits LGBT so that it doesn't get worse. And number five, health counseling about LGBT who divide from religious rules. With this thing, it is hope that LGBT will be able to welcome and its spread will not be hindered. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Adinda Ayu. Nabila, do you want to add some insight or clear enough?
Okay, I think it's clear enough. Thank you, Adinda Ayu and Adelia.
You're welcome. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, for the next question, Aisyah Zahra, you can answer the question from Fabila.
Okay, this question about what do you think if your sibling or your family there is the orientation sex? Personally, I will try to help and ensure that normal orientation can be integrated and explain that LGBT is had by the God and is on edge of the saving the moment where the effect is within oneself. And LGBT is unsexual oriented, which may can cured or it can depend on a person, but in general, it may not be cured because it's the disease from within a personal soul that may be cured, but it takes very long time. Okay, enough.
Okay, thank you, Asha, for the answer. Fabila, do you want to add some insight or clear enough?
I think it's clear for me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Fabila. Okay, finally, we come to the last agenda. We would like to say thank you again for the speakers and all of the audience. Before we close our session, let me wrap up today's webinar. There are many types of promiscuity. It is fitting for us human to remind each other about good things around us, and promiscuity is still a problem on this earth. We as millennials should prevent this problem from increasing every year, starting from the environment closest to us, ourselves or our family. Hopefully, the presentation will give benefit for us. Thank you so much for your participant. Okay, I will give time back to the Master of Ceremony, Afini Kurotayun. Thank you.
Thank you to Adelia as a moderator for the guide the presentation, and thank you very much for our speaker Adinda and Aisyah for the incredible material. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the next agenda that is praying, and the praying will be recited by Ardi Setiawan. So Ardi, time is yours.
Oke. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Hamdan yuafi ni'mahu ya rabbana walakal hamdu walakal syukru. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammadin fil awwalin wal akhirin. Raditullahi rabba wa bil islami dina wa bil Muhammadin nabiyya wa rasulah. Rabbi zidni ilman warzuqni fahma. Rabbi ighfirli wali walidayya warhamhuma kama rabbayani shaghira. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Okay. Thanks to Ardi Setiawan. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala answer our prayers. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Okay. Next, we come to the last agenda, that is closing. From the deepest of my heart, I do apologize to my mistake during delivered the presentation. Okay, to close this agenda, let us reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah. Okay, I think enough. And the last I say, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.